Greetings, my friend. Welcome to the Sunday Culture Review. We're so glad that you're here with us today. We've got a lot to cover, a lot of material. There was a lot that happened this week. It seems like we are at an ever-increasing scale of information, news items and otherwise, I don't know. It seems harder and harder to maintain connection with, the daily story, let alone things that happened over a week ago. But I'm joined by an incredible panel, of course, that I'm very glad is here with me today, and a couple others that'll be late arrivals. Let's start first with one of the longest panel members I know, and one of the biggest supporters of the fellowship as a whole. It's AFK Bard. How are you doing today, AFK?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I got my latte. I'm sitting here and I'm ready to chat it up.
Excellent. You got coffee is important. Coffee is key. Coffee is love. We also have the talented artist, the man on a mission to provide you with things to look nice, things to admire, and for the gentlemen out there, maybe things that might excite you. It's our very own Machini Draws. How's it going?
You can go ahead and say, Culture, it's things to be easy on the eyes for.
Yeah, that's right. Very good.
Eye candy.
I'm doing great, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. By the way, this is going to be the second stream where I have a brand new camera.
It looks beautiful.
Brand new camera. So now I don't have to use my camera phones anymore.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful.
It's a 4K camera. It's going to do 30 frames, but still. Anyway, I'm feeling real good. Happy to be here as always. Happy to be here, of course, with my friends, Culture, AFK, and of course, the one and only, always awesome Yeti Cast.
What?
All right, and then finally, of course, Machini is a proud honorary Canadian, but we have an actual Canadian with us, and maybe one that'll join us later. The Yeti man himself, Yeti Cast. What's up, Yeti?
Wait, this isn't Matt's channel.
You can still do it.
No, wrong channel. Yeah.
Wrong channel. I'm still catching my bearings. Hey, thanks for having me.
You betcha, man. Thanks for being here. Yeti Cast is busy being Canadian all the time, so we have to be thankful that he's here with us.
Not being beaten by Trudeau.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully not. Anybody's not being beaten by Trudeau. But I want to say thank you for being here. We've got some folks in the chat already. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that, my friends. HVP is with us, as is Chris Mead. Keely Chow. Somebody is looking for you. I think it's Brightest Day. You might message him. I think it's worth your time to message Brightest Day, my friend. Let's see. We also have Grumpy Old Ninja Kentaro. Hey, what's up, my friend? Great to see you. Thanks for all the promotion that you do for myself and others.
Grumpy.
Really appreciate it, Grumpy. Sean Landrigan is here. He says, good day, Culture in chat. Good day to you, Sean. My very good friend, Ruben Christopher Haynes is here. Hail to you, my friend. I hope things are going well, and hopefully you can help people who have recently had computer crashes. I think you've already offered your services, so thanks for that. D. Bud Martin is here as well, saying happy Sunday. He's right. Please do hit the like button. That would make us all very, very happy. Mutant Bam Hammer is Oyo, all my boyos, and the ever lovely Tina Bojan, which is guaranteeing that we have quality content on today's show. Thank you for that, Tina. Mr. Dragon is here. Surprise topic just came up, but heard from Az and just watched Valiant Renegade video on Pablo Hidalgo, maybe out with Star Wars, according to his Twitter bio change. Yeah, that actually broke yesterday. And it's quite possible. And would it surprise anyone? No.
No, not really.
I don't think so. I think we're in the middle of a small change in all the media companies that's going to affect a lot of people working for said media companies. So we'll see from there. I will cover better content that Mads did earlier. I promise. Although I won't. It's hard to find good content. Matt did a good job. It's just we got taken down briefly for some of it. Low spec Linux laptop is here, as is Lonnie Holcomb, who is also very much a fan of Linux, at least this distribution of it, Ubuntu. We have a Big Raj hanging out with us with the big thumbs up that we get from our friend there at Dragon Master 360. A hunch, the Dirty Roofer is here. Gonna give my obligatory. Have you checked out Reacher yet? Like I said, it's on my watch list. In fact, that's my afternoon viewing after I finish my afternoon recording session with Midnight's Edge. We are going to give you something incredible on the Midnight's Edge channel. You guys will appreciate it at the end of the day. It's something we've been talking about for a while. So after this show today, I will be doing that recording session. So Sunday is the day of recording, and then the day of relaxing and watching a Reacher as I retire for the day. So stoked about that. Rob Altus is here. We've got Commander Ed Straker. What's up, Ryan Cannell? Good to see you, my friend. Love you, man.
Hey,
Hope you're
Ryan.
doing well. We've got the Bosco scenario here. What's up, buddy?
Go.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You have the link. You're in the group chat, aren't you? Guy Scarf, you're available. Jump in, my friend. Love to have you on. Joker Voice is here with us, of course. And if you had a chance to be on the member stream, you got to hear Joker Voice. So hail to him. And he's saying hail to the chat as well. TZ Canadian is here. Hugh Photographer is here, lurking in London. Great to see you, my friend. It's been a minute. We also have Brightest Day hopping over from Fat Steven's stream. Great. And I think Fat Steven may be hopping over from that stream later, I hope. And Hong Kong to all our Canadians. Hong Kong, absolutely. Miriam Noah, the ever talented artist, great creator, comics and otherwise. Great to see you, Katie. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Y'all are drawn. Love it. Let's see. Oh, wow. Ruben Christopher Haynes rocking a high spec Linux laptop. Well, there you go. Our good friend Eric K is in the chat. The Master of Wrenches. You've heard of the Master of Puppets. He's the Master of Wrenches. And, of course, Darius Munchausen. So let's get going, folks. We've got a lot of subjects to get through. Where do you guys want to start? You want to start with The Rock? Let's start with The Rock. So, sometimes
it's an ongoing developing story.
It is, to say the very least, and it's very strange. I'm not sure where else anything came from, and I have the ability to add an extra camera, by the way. I did not know that's a new feature in StreamYard, just updated today. I'll have to
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I can add another camera.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, can't wait
That's
to
cool.
do that in the future.
That is awesome.
I could do a dog camera.
I should
It's
do
gonna be like the beard camera, just a close up of the beard.
Just the beard.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
have one for my desktop. I have a 4K camera mounted overhead for when I'm going to do like things on because I have a green screen mat that's on my desk. So I was actually going to do like Magic the Gathering or something.
Yes.
What
Oh my
you
God,
mean-
I was
what
just
you
going to
mean-
say you should do that.
What
Yes,
you mean
I'll
to tell
do that at some point.
What you mean to tell me is that for Machiny Live, which will be starting next Sunday, everyone,
Mhm.
I can do a drawing camp from 2 different angles.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
That's
shit.
awesome.
Yeah.
Our world is blown.
Oh,
Okay.
I know.
Oh,
my mind
yeah.
is always
My mind is mind blown. Oh,
Wow.
All I know is I
can't
can
wait.
now
I
show
can't-
2 avatars.
Ooh,
Wow,
yes,
really?
that'd be awesome.
You know what? Your dream bigger, my friend. But here we go. Dwayne Johnson calls Joe Rogan's support a learning moment for me. He wasn't aware of his use of the N-word 11 years ago. I don't think a lot of people were very aware of his use of that word 11 years ago. I don't know about you.
Well, I know he had a stand-up routine about it, but talking about how it's a word and it's weird people giving just a word power.
And and for what I'm hearing, it's completely taken out of context.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Yeah, the clips
very
are always,
out of context.
Yeah, and clips are always done that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
These responses always sound like the concerned elderly neighbor who's like, would somebody please think of the children? When in fact the children
Nurse
are all
Lovejoy.
on Xbox and they're hearing that word constantly anyways, and they just don't care.
Yeah. And it's really strange. I mean, this person calls him a friend. Now, the person that he's apologizing to, in his statement here, a learning moment for me, is this Don Winslow guy who uses this word fairly extensively.
So a nobody, right?
Well, he's a somebody, but we'll get into it. So anyway, so I'll read through this story, and I agree with Marby Dog. It's used as a grift nowadays. Joker Voice actually has a new video up on Gina Chrono, so check that out. And Darius Munchausen sent us a $1.49 super sticker. It's a box of popcorn. Thank you for that, my friend. The honkening. That's right. But here we go. He appears to be walking back his public support of his friend, podcaster Joe Rogan. I added the friend part because supposedly they are. The Jungle Cruise star 49 had originally spoken out in support of the host, whose podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, has garnered tremendous negative attention recently. No, it's only attention from you journalistic types that are trying to knock down anything that challenges the authoritarian narratives that you're spinning, but that's okay. And again, we're not going to get very political. I always try to avoid the politics. Unfortunately, it's ingrained in this particular story. But in addition to Rogan's statements about vaccines, which has resulted in several major artists removing their music, they're not major. It's freaking Neil Young. Are you kidding?
Elvira and
Barbara Streisand, who is the creator
of the Streisand effect.
That's right.
Did she not learn from the first time?
No.
That's rocks, man.
Does anybody still even care about them? That's is significant. Like the younger generations don't know who the heck those people are.
Can anyone over 80 use Spotify? Is it legal?
Right?
Are they capable?
I don't know. Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I would get asked, how do I use this? And I'll show my my aging parental units is how I'll say it.
I think most grandparents use Apple because their kids set up their accounts for them and they have iPhones.
It's easier to do, that's for sure.
I see a Wild Tom.
Yeah, but anyway,
let's just ask Culture. He's like 85 now, right?
I'm not even going there. I am not even going to go there.
From Dwayne Johnson's own tweet, guys. Dear Don Winslow, thank you so much for this. I hear you as well as everyone here 100%. I was not aware of his use of the N-word use prior to my comments. Sorry, a little hiccup there. But now I've become educated to his complete narrative. Learning moment for me. Mahalo, brother, which is thank you in Hawaiian language. Or I should say, well, yeah, I guess in Hawaii. Brother, and have a great and productive weekend, DJ. So there you go.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So for decades, I am not saying years, for decades, we've had rappers using the N-word consistently in their songs. I revert back to the moment when DMX ended racism back at Woodstock, when he was able to get at least 1 million white people to chant the N-word, all in singularity, all in unison.
Yeah.
But this is a problem.
Yeah.
This makes no sense.
Social media was a mistake.
Too much sense. Shush.
Okay, I guess it does.
You're too sensical. You're not allowed here.
Look, I'm sorry. My apologies.
I want to say this. That's not a word that's in my lexicon, right? It's not a word that I ever use, nor would I. Okay, first and foremost, I don't think it's appropriate to use around anyone or to call anyone for obvious reasons. And not only that, it's a word I'm uncomfortable with. Okay, so in watching performances of many artists who use that word with regularity in their songs, and the fact that massive corporate interests still are utilizing them to advertise and promote their products and services, I think it's very hypocritical to go after Joe for something like that. I don't know. Makani, you seem to be the person I should be highlighting here in this discussion. So
it is completely hypocritical.
Yeah.
And it's completely idiotic. It makes no sense whatsoever when we've seen celebrities use that term in their songs for years. Even Eminem. We're past this. We should be past this.
Well, hasn't it gone so bad that there's some girl had was recorded singing, like, so she was singing along to a song that had it, ended up saying it as she was singing, and that got shared on social media, and she was kicked out of university. Like, she just applied, so didn't even get to start, but somebody didn't like her, and threw it out there, and the school's like, no, you can't come here anymore.
And I agree, and I will do you one better, Yaycast. Kendrick Lamar scolded a girl on stage at a concert.
Oh yeah,
in front of almost millions of people, all because she sang along to the lyrics of his track, and he asked her to.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. What was she supposed to do in that circumstance?
I don't know.
I think it really comes down to the whole ruse for the year. Not for me. I don't want to get into a race issue, but
no. But I think you're right, Makini, and I think executive producer Sol Leibowitz is right here saying the mainstream media just doesn't like anybody more popular than they are, so they will try to take them down. And that's why we get people being removed from this platform regularly. When you are telling the truth, or you land too close to the target, right? When you're over the target, or when you hit the target, they are going to work as hard as they can to get you removed. It's their idea of control. If you don't agree with me, you can't be allowed to speak. That's censorship.
I find I like the Socrates type people. I don't know what the name is, but the whole idea that you should always question stuff, like that was his big thing back in the day. Like, the older people hated him because he taught the younger people how to question authority and to constantly break down like solid, like factual statements that people make and prove how unfactual they are. And I feel like we need that more and more nowadays, and it's getting shut down again. Like you're supposed to look at something that is like supposed to be a black and white answer, right? And to look at it, and there's nothing wrong with picking at it to see if in fact there are more than just one or two answers, And it's just like, I don't know, it bugs me. I welcome more of those open-minded people nowadays.
Yeah, we definitely need that. And the Gilk Man is here. He asked us a question. We will get to this shortly, Thomas. I'm curious about what we think of Pablo Hidalgo removing that he works at LFL. Yeah, we will get to that. We absolutely will. The only acceptable N-word is nap. I'm down with that concept. What's up, Captain Trek? CC don't love me no more. Dude, look in your Twitter. I sent send.
He's messing with you.
Why does he do that?
I don't know.
He's a big meanie. I love him.
You always tease the ones you like.
I know.
I love me some Tom. So, but it's you know what? Bryson Gray Rapson doesn't use that word. A lot of people do.
Exactly.
There is no need for that word. I'm sorry. It just
well, I mean, you keep it in like the running vocabulary, and it's always going to be there. It's like if you don't want it to be used, then just don't have it there. Yeah,
just don't use it.
Dude, look at your Twitter.
I am totally fine. Listen, I grew up listening to hip hop, so I'm totally fine with that. It doesn't bother me one bit in both the soft A word and the hard R variation. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. And look, I mean, let me ask you a question, Makini, and I know that this is kind of crap, but because I mean, you can't speak on behalf of everybody.
No, I don't. Nor do I want to speak on behalf.
No, and I don't either. But how many racist people have you actually come across in your experiences here on this platform? How many?
In percentage wise, like point. Well, I would say at least. I would at least say 45%, and I'll tell you why. No. Hold on.
Oh,
And that percentage is coming from the people who are trying to label others as.
right. But
That's
I mean,
but in reality,
yeah.
it's like under 2%.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I really do. I mean, and that's the unfortunate thing. But I would, yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from on the people that are trying to, white knight for circumstances and situations. But I just, yeah, that's crazy. But I think those numbers are probably accurate. But in reality, you don't come across that many people who are racist. You're so far beyond that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it racist in the terms that mainstream is trying to refer to it. But isn't it ironic that what they're pushing right now is so wildly racist? Like, everything they're saying is like, oh, you're not capable, so let me tell you and help you because you can't do this yourself. Do it for you. Like, that is so like, they are fully capable human beings. I trust in your abilities. I trust in everyone else's, every other race's abilities. Like, this idea of that hierarchy is nonsense. Like, anyone pushing that is immediately asserting that their race or a different race is above others. Like, no, that's racist.
Yeah.
That is racism right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you try to speak, when you pretend that you care and you try to speak for an entire race, an entire group, an entire community, then you come off as projection, and it comes off as borderline racist because you put other people, you put other races, you have more higher expectations for them, but very low expectations for some.
Yeah, well, they're removing like math and English
it
criteria.
Does not make no sense whatsoever.
So they're saying in order to help other communities, in order to help, like, well, they're specifically in order to help the Black community, we're no longer going to have grade requirements or math and English.
Right.
It's not.
That's called the bigotry of low expectations.
Yeah. That is incredibly racist.
I mean, Soul's been telling us this forever, right? And by the way, we brought in a new member of the panel. His name is Tom Connors of Midnight's Edge. You want to weigh in on this one, my friend?
Fuck Geode. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Still talking about The Rock, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, The Rock / Joe Rogan thing that's been going on.
Yeah, fuck Geode. Look, I mean, I get it. I mean, certain words are certain words, but context is key, right?
Exactly.
Always.
Like, I mean, I had Black friends when I was a kid who used to make me sit there and do the whole Eddie Murphy stand-up routines, guys, and they didn't give a shit. Because they laughed their fucking ass off. Yeah, because I could actually do the voices. Yeah. And nobody ever had a fucking problem with it. They'd egg me on, for fuck's sake. I mean, in context is key, as always. Like,
always will be.
And the fact that Rock buckled like a little bitch just tells you everything you need to know about him.
And isn't that something that, like, will still happen off Twitter in regular friend groups? But it's on Twitter where there's this like insane second world and different standards, but normal people are ignoring this. And I think normal people standing up, which, later story, but like Canada right now, you see what normal people are actually thinking, not what Twitter is telling them normal people are acting like.
Well, but you're 100% right. Keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's just like, no, in regular life, I think normal people still have those interactions like Tom was talking about. When you have friends of different races, they make fun of each other all the time. They make fun of you, you make fun of them, and that's how you know you're friends. If you're not making fun of each other, you're probably not good friends. But they enjoy it. Like it's how we interact.
The best comedy, I think, is just like when you can make fun of yourself, period.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you have to be able to laugh at the absurd, or else, what is there, And so I especially love that, like we can't be too sensitive about stuff. We can't have words like Voldemort, the whole, we can't say that word because, it gives it power, it's like, well, just like freaking deal with it, let's just not pretend that it's not there,
Yeah, and here's that, and we'll get to the honking in a minute, because the Canadian Spider-Man brings up a good point, and he's doing a great job on his streams lately. Thank you for those, brother. Says the mainstream media is toast. Ottawa Rally, MSM, bogus reporting, and bold-faced lying has really opened a lot of Canadians' eyes. They're turning to YT for their news. They are losing control of their narrative.
If you want to alter the term to say, just say ninja. Just use ninja. There you go.
That's right.
Oh god, now we're gonna get canceled for saying ninja when we're talking about actual oh yeah, I was playing this game with ninjas in it. Like, what? The ninjas were invading from everywhere. It was a big problem.
Splinter taught me that ninjutsu is not just of the body, but of the mind.
Very good. Okay, well, let me say this. This story is evolving, because look at this, and it's more than this now. This story is 19 hours old. Over 70 Joe Rogan Experience episodes.
It's 100 now.
Yeah, I think
there's an update.
I think it's 100, and if I'm correct, I think it's like 112 or 117.
Damn. Okay, so now there's even newer update. Okay.
Yeah. So that's insane, right? He's got over 1,700 episodes in total. But now 70 of them are gone, and they have nothing to do. Well, very few of them have anything to do with the global crisis we've been dealing with for the last couple of years. They are 100% politically motivated removals.
And that's the thing. And I think many criticized Joe Rogan for when he moved to Spotify was that a lot of episodes were cut when he made the move to Spotify, and he was making excuses for it.
Yeah.
This is nothing new. It's just like, what's the point here? I feel like what's the point? I don't know. It's just, I can't trust Joe anymore. I can't really trust Joe because, it's just this whole thing with Spotify caving in. It's an ongoing story.
There's one way I could be okay with this, and I'd still have an issue, but I guess I'd be okay with it. And that is if they're pulling all these just to put some kind of label in the front of them.
Yes.
Or maybe to bleep it out. Like, I guess I wouldn't have such an issue with that, but regardless, again, to me, it looks like it's censorship. It's, and this whole thing came about clearly because they just want to find something to take him down because he's the new target. And I've said this a couple times, and I know I'm not the only one, but they need a new boogeyman.
He is the new,
and he's the new boogeyman.
Oh, yeah. They so desperately need a new boogie, and they're trying. They're just trying to find someone to fight against since Trump left office because he was their obvious target, and so they're just jumping everywhere to find out someone they can cancel and fight against because they got nothing else.
You got the tactic is just to discredit every strong opponent of whatever you believe in, and I feel like that's what's happening. It's like every time there's somebody that people start turning to and flocking to, they're like, okay, let's go at them. Let's find the blood in the water. Let's get something dirty on them and bring them down. And it's like I feel like the increased speed or of them doing this now kind of makes it seem a whole lot more desperate than times before.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that the party that's supposed to be of tolerance and acceptance is doing nothing but trying to snuff other people's speech out. It's getting ridiculous.
It doesn't this seem
welcome
slightly,
if you enjoy it.
Doesn't this seem slightly backed by the government right now? Did they called for censorship of Joe Rogan during?
Yeah, because Biden called on other companies to do it because he can't do it himself. It's illegal.
Which isn't that illegal? Calling for them to do it, isn't that a violation?
Loophole-ish. I'm sure that it could be a violation.
But you're still calling them to do it. So there's a call to action, which in itself would be part of the action of censoring.
Well, if I remember right, Trump said something similar. He tried to do something similar, and he got a bunch of criticism, and he backed down.
Yeah,
first in office, because I remember there was a bit of a wait a minute here, because he was trying to do something to where and at this point, it probably would have been a better idea, but at that point, it seemed like a bad idea, and that was like it had to do with libel and slander, and how the media could do things. And at that time, it was like, okay, he was opening the door for anybody to be able to sue anybody anytime, and it was going to be a big kind of like hullabaloo. So at first, I'm like, okay, no, this cannot go through. But as we've gotten through this whole thing, the burden of proof, like journalistic integrity, has gone out the fucking window.
There's no such thing.
Zero.
Like,
Zero.
That does remind me. There was a recent lawsuit where the New York Times defended one of their news articles by saying, no, that's an opinion piece, but that wasn't in the opinion section. So like they're shooting their own credibility in the foot if their actual news becomes opinion. Maybe you guys remember what the outcome of that was, because I only woke up a half an hour ago, so
I don't remember offhand. But like going off this whole thing though, like I don't see people calling for Bill Maher's head right now, and he said basically a lot of the same shit that Rogan's being canceled for originally.
I just feel like nobody's looking at Bill Maher anymore, though. Like, I mean, he's saying this stuff, but people have kind of like moved on to look for other people to say it.
He did.
So
he did
he's not much of a threat.
Right, and he did defend Whoopi Goldberg.
He did, and again, I mean, we do have some conversation around Bill Maher to be had today, because you're right. I mean, a lot of people moved on from him, but a lot of people are rediscovering him because he's getting back to what made him popular for most
I don't
people.
disagree with him about Whoopi, but I know that's why
I don't
went to that
all.
point, because he's against cancel culture in general. Period.
Yeah, he is. He's also against censorship. He's also calling out the current administration and governments around the world for everything that just went down, and he's doing it very publicly on HBO right now. You know, on his show, he's going back to his politically incorrect ways. And I'm gonna highlight something I wasn't gonna do quite yet, but a Canadian Spider-Man keeps bringing this up. Let's just jump into the Canadian trucker for freedom.
Yeah, I think people really want to hear about that.
Let's do this.
And let's do it. So let's do this. So if an actual R word showed up at the rally and tried to spout the crowd, and the truckers would shut them down immediately. There's already evidence of this.
That happened at least twice.
Yeah, and
one of them seemed to be staged by Trudeau's own personal photographer.
Yeah. It's a provocateur, right? That was amongst them. And here's the example. This is going back, we're 5 days ago, right? At the beginning of this, right? On the 31st, this was reported. Video from a trucker protest against vaccine mandates in Ottawa shows demonstrators asking a masked man holding a Confederate flag to leave the area. The video shows the man with the flag walking away from a group of protesters as one of the demonstrators calls out, "Now he's going, now he's gone. We called him out. He knows. He's going to hold his head in shame now." This was a provocateur, right? Definitely a provocateur that was there, in bad faith. We know these people, these false flag operations are happening constantly, and this is one of them. So let me mute the sound. There we go. You can see there he is, full face mask. Everybody else, face is mostly exposed. You can identify them. This person, just like all of the false flags that have happened in the U.S., full face mask. Look at this guy running away.
It's the Riddler for the upcoming Batman film.
Batman Riddler. That's
exactly.
Promotion, that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you could tell he's a Fed just by how he's dressed.
I know, right?
Everyone else,
I'm totally not working for the government,
Yeah. Yeah, and this is
Look,
bananas.
see,
I
got a Southern flag, See,
yeah, there we go again. Sorry, that volume keeps kipping in every time I do it. There he is.
I know. Keep an eye out for those cameras.
Like, just take a look at the jacket, like non-denominational. There's nothing very specific. Like,
yeah, and this is the problem, right? This is the corruption of the media, right?
Exactly.
Because these are staged events, right? I mean, I'm surprised they don't have somebody walking around wearing a white hood and a white robe, right? I mean, this is that they're trying to do. They're trying to align this with something that it's not, and they're getting called out for it every step of the way.
It's failing.
And this again isn't this, as much as we want to think this is political, it's not. It's a stadium. It's a statement in a medium that is part of our culture. It's not just an entertainment medium, it's a news medium, right?
Exactly.
And we no longer have people that are acting the way they should as journalists. We have this crap, and it shows up now because of the 24-hour news cycle. And I would say CNN began poisoning the well from the very moment that it started.
Okay, so
go ahead.
No. So one thing I want to bring up. So yesterday, on Fat Stream, a streamer by the name of Viva, who's been covering everything, Viva Frank, and he's been like Tim pulling it big time, like as an actual journalist.
Yep.
He has been. There was a segment that he was walking over to talk to the counter protesters, and they didn't want to speak. They didn't want to say anything, or they didn't want to just like that. And you can tell, like, and I mentioned that, like, it's like in a form of like color theory and like an artist perspective, you look at one side where the counter protesters is like, they're all gray, they're all gloomy, they're all like mean and other things like that. But then you look at the actual protest struggle movie, they're all bright, they're all happy, they're in huge colors.
Dude, they were playing hockey the other day in the street. And there is every race imaginable. There are so many videos. Like many of the truckers are Sikh, and they're right there supporting all the Canadian. Like, you see a lot of the videos, and there's one where a guy's holding up a sign that's like, "Oh, we have to stop these white supremacist truckers," and he's like, "I'm not white supremacist." It's not just white people in the trucking industry. It is extremely diverse, and so we're proud of that.
They're trying to get it to fit their narrative, but the problem is there's so many different diverse people in it that it's making it really hard for them to do that.
And that's the problem. That's one of the things why the mainstream media isn't like covering this, because they want something to happen so it can drive the narrative. But the thing is, they can't paint them any other than being villains, or in a case which I think it was a few Ottawan representatives calling them the T word, ist. And what happened when the thing is, when you look at the protests going on, I was like, this is basically what you have. This is basically a blueprint on how to do a peaceful protest, because everything that we've seen, especially from the, we'll call Summer of Love back in 2020, that was not a peaceful protest, period. Not at all. They
clean up the streets at
night. They
actually
keep it, they keep it clean.
they make it
weird.
Better.
And
they found it.
Yeah, and their defacement of the statue was adding a Canadian flag.
Oh my God, that they cleaned it afterwards. They literally they scrubbed it down to make it nicer. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. They put a Canadian flag and around its neck, and then they put one in Terry Fox's hand, and then there was a sign. Like, that was the defacement. But if you take a look a year ago, they so I think it was Black Lives Matter ripped down John A. McDonald's statue in front of cops, and nothing was done. I don't remember hearing about how they were violent. But this is all you hear right now. Canadian media, there is not much saying this is peaceful. Like, they use that Terry Fox thing to say they're defacing monuments, and but they won't link an actual picture. They will not show the picture. They say what happened without showing it, so people can go, "Oh, gasp! They destroyed one of our her icons."
No, and then when you are seeing pictures being distributed of what it is, it's a cleaned up statue holding a Canadian flag.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And it's frustrating. And Marby Dog's right. I mean, and it's not. And again, be careful when you use just the term "the left." It's not that's not who you're dealing with, my friend. We're dealing with extremists. Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, because let me tell you, a classical liberal is not pulling the strings behind this. Let me tell you. And I don't want to get into the political ideology of it all. I really don't. But it is very frustrating that, the people driving this bus, are the same people that were driving the bus to keep the Civil Rights Act from being passed. I'm sorry. Exactly. It's that thing. But Tom, I'm surprised you didn't interrupt with some Mackenzie commentary while we were doing that, because it was very Canadian.
Well, I'm trying to be good.
No, you can do some Mackenzie Brothers. It's fine.
Well, we're in the Great White North, eh?
Okay.
Well, and that's the thing, and I had to bring that argument.
Your buddy,
I have to bring that argument up because in regards to Summer Love thing, because what we're seeing this week is now, the organization BLM is being outed as what it truly is. Can I say it here, Culture?
What are you saying? Something that's going to be
the FR word?
Oh, I don't know what that is. So
a fraudulent.
Oh, scam.
Yeah.
Allegedly, right?
Allegedly. Yeah, it's what it's being outed at because of the leaves. And
yeah,
stuff.
well, it's you have a lot of people that are monetizing, the argument around race.
Isn't it hilarious that these are a bunch of the world's worst kept secrets?
And what's funny is that one of them got, I think one of the top members of the organization is going to prison for 6 years.
Well, we've been calling it big by large mansions for months now. So.
Yeah, well,
they bought 6 houses now, and guess where they bought those houses? Because it's not in the areas they are supposed to be fighting for.
It's in LA.
That's so sad.
And they also bought the original mansion in Canada for the Communist Party, so that's a new acquisition by them.
Yeah. And Brightest Day is saying, I've shared Chase Geiser's methods for downloading the lost episodes. I mean, he's talking about Joe Rogan. Yeah, so if you want to follow up with him, I'm sure he can guide you towards one of those posts. So
that's the beauty of the internet, folks, is nothing is ever gone, right?
No,
the harder they try to hide it, the easier it will be to find.
And the
internet is forever.
Works.
Yeah, and Glinzer says for $5, and this is also something that's pertinent today. Media was going nuts over the NFL not hiring black coaches. Last 6 coaches hired, all white, but nobody cites which one did not deserve to be hired.
It's pathetic.
Well, yeah. you had something called the Rooney Rule.
Yep, the Rooney Rule, and
it required that you interview people of different ethnic backgrounds for all of the coaching positions. But that doesn't change the fact that the people that should be hired are the people who have the highest merit. Right. And so that's the argument that Flores is coming out with is going to be a problem because he's going to have to prove his merit. He has experience.
I'm fine with this, but I want more white men on the field too. Then,
well, here's the thing, and that's the thing, because
it's got to be equal.
At first, I was right, and I was pretty much with Rhodes' rants of Black and White Network, in that I was behind this because this was going to take out. This is a chance to completely get rid of the Rooney Rule, but unfortunately, it seems that Flores is Kaepernicking his way through this, and it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. And again, I mean, he's going about it the wrong way.
Yeah, he's going about it the wrong way.
And I mean, if he was in the right place here, it would be different. And you're not going to get anywhere by calling the biggest sports entity.
I don't see enough Hispanic football players. I don't see enough Asian football players.
Okay. Look, as a percentage, the percentage are not properly reflected on the football, baseball.
Let's get on the NBA for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but okay. So I just wanted to bring it back to the Canada thing just a little bit, because it's not even close to over. Because now we have the farmers from all the provinces now showing up in these cities.
Yep.
It's no longer just a trucker convoy. There are so many other people that are making their way into the cities, and that's not being shown. Like the amount of solidarity right now is incredible, and I'm so proud of fellow Canadians right now.
Well, but did you guys see the post from the whiny lawyer who was all in support of the peaceful protests that were happening, but now is really upset that there's people honking, where his building is.
Oh, the poor baby.
But I thought they said protests were supposed to be uncomfortable and inconveniencing.
He did. This guy's a lawyer, right? This guy's a lawyer in a high-rise building, and obviously a nice one with a home gym and everything. And he's complaining about this while at the same time he was supporting, the discomfort that everybody was going to suffer under the previous people that were, having a hard time. So it's very frustrating. And we have the very rare privilege of having the boss here. So everybody behave. Andre, what's going on, my friend?
Greetings, everyone.
He's following me around. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Hello, Andre.
Hey.
Wow.
How's it going, everyone?
Very well.
Good.
Yeah.
Get rid of this guy. He's been bugging me all weekend. Where's my video? Where's my video? Where's my video?
Hey, I always feel happy when Andre is around. Because I know,
of course,
Tom's going to be in line. Tom's going to be.
No, actually, this one was the least headache we've ever had.
Oh, really?
With one of these. No, we don't want to get too much into show.
I was blown away by how quickly it went. I was thinking I'm going to listen to Tom's griping all of Sunday, and when I woke up in the morning, he was done. I was like, whoa, wow. That was real quick and easy.
That's great. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's up already.
Is it?
Just about the same time you were going. Yep.
All right. Well, then I will be headed over to see that as soon as I'm done here, and then I have a special recording session, I believe, coming up here in the near.
We got another one.
Yeah, we do.
I heard a bonk.
There he is. Bonk bonk.
Oh.
Hey, Matt.
Oh.
What's up, Matt? Thanks for joining us.
Are you going to switch Yeti and me or what?
Yeah,
hey,
you got it.
Thank you.
Oh, what? Oh, why am I thrown under the bus?
Well, because
I'm
of your
sorry.
camera.
I don't feel like I should have to tell you. Where were you like an hour ago?
Oh boy.
Well, I was sleeping. I don't know why you didn't tell me the time last night.
Why are mommy and daddy fighting?
I don't know.
He's got to get his beauty sleep.
Andre joined us for a reason, and I was hoping it was to weigh in on the subject we're talking about with the Canadian trucker folks.
I haven't been watching, so I don't know what we're talking about.
But it is having an impact because Alberta's removing their restrictions. And there was another protest at the Canadian border where you had farmers, truckers, regular people. They were all parked to stop any movement from across the border, and so that was causing like trade issues. And RCMP were there, like they were trying to get what do you call them? The tow trucks in, but nobody would come answer that call. In Ottawa, they actually called every single tow truck company, and their response was all, "Oh, we have the COOF."
I love that. I was like,
oh, nice.
Yeah. Andre, what do you make of what's happening in Canada right now?
I think it's there's two sides to it. One is the protest itself with all the truckers. I think it's beautiful. I think it's an amazing peaceful protest, the likes of which we haven't seen since Gandhi. Yeah. So I think the protest itself is absolutely amazing. And just imagine if they had any kind of ill intent. If they really decided, oh, now we're really going to screw the country up. But of course, if they did that, they would lose all kind of public support. But just imagine, how much does it take to block any way, any road? And now see how many trucks there are. They could have completely brought the country to its knees in 15 minutes if they so wanted. Instead, they just do this parade of peaceful protest, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And that's one side of it. And then is the response to it. And the response, that is something that I think really reveals that all the mask is off right now. The opposing side are full-bred totalitarians. I mean, I agree with those that have like given up some restrictions in response, and I think that's amazing. But when you see like those people, and these are the same people that want to go up, that usually will say, "Workers of the world, unite." But when they do, they'll add, "No, not like this, not against me." So and also like all of the slander and the accusations is I would like to say that it's shocking, but it's actually completely as expected, because that is what you would expect from utter totalitarians. And that is who the opposing side are.
This isn't going to go away anytime soon either.
And also, you know what it tells me? I just want to finish this one thing.
Yeah.
What it tells me, the extreme reaction to this, and also the attacks on Joe Rogan and everything, it tells me that they're losing.
Oh, they are.
This is not the behavior of someone confident in winning.
And two things I want to bring up. Sorry, yes. What you said about Alberta lifting these restrictions, I'm very happy for, because one, of course, one of my co-hosts is M. Dashley, who is from Alberta. So hopefully this will make it a lot easier for him moving forward. And the second thing was that there was so much support that I am hearing that there's a possible like trucker convoy happening here in the States.
Yep.
And it's starting from California.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how happy I am.
Yeah.
As a Californian to hear you that.
Have already started organizing for once it is done in Canada, the Canadian truckers are going to make their way to DC to help you guys next. That's on their docket.
It really warms my heart to see Californians.
Yeah. I think that's awesome, but also incredibly important for everyone to have a super calm and peaceful mind like the Canadians, because it's very volatile down here.
Exactly.
This is the one thing I want to bring up about Canadians. Like generally, they're very like peaceful, docile. Like they just don't want to rock the boat. They just want to be left alone, go about their lives. And they've got this very, very long fuse. And I've said it for ages that if you push them too far, you're going to have a huge issue. Because once that sets, like, it's game on. You do not screw with them. If you push them too far, they're not going to back down. They're, like, just hard-headed. And you are going to see that with these truckers, because they finally hit the point where it's like, enough is enough. And we aren't going anywhere. Like this thing's not going to be done until everything's lifted.
The rubber band has broken.
Yeah.
If I could comment on something Andre was talking about Gandhi, I think it's a great example. One of a couple more, like through like the violence through the passivism that you see in like MLK and the way he ruptured like the racism. Not so much like, you know, what was, but how we saw it. Right. You know, ideology in any sense is like, it's not what you do, it's what, like, the lens is a lens through which you see everything, right? Mm-hmm. And so with Mother Teresa, right, with her pacifism and how she ruptured the class system and the power and putting people in places, and Gandhi, as he mentioned, and I think that's important because if you look at 2020, right, and all of the peaceful protests that were happening then, the organization linked with it the most, I don't use too many words, but their support after all of the peaceful protesting just plummeted. Yeah. Why? Because people do not respond well to those violence acts. If you look at Michael X, right, when did he become a real problem? When he became more passive. Well, like that's when somebody, you know, was like, oh, why are you digging in my pocket? That's when that happened. It wasn't before when he would, you know, he was just as divisive as anyone else, but it was when he was, you know, wanting to bring.
Haven't you noticed how they've called the actual peaceful protests this horrible acts of violence? We cannot call it peaceful. Now they're trying to change the words to occupation, but the ones that were violent and burning down, like they didn't have a word. They called those peaceful. They're like, their cities burning, and they're like, oh, this is mostly peaceful.
Fiery, but mostly peaceful.
Well, all of their excuses are based off of those outlier, really random stories where it's like, oh, well, someone saw someone with a Confederate flag, like kind of like that one video you were showing. Yeah. And they like have like, I remember hearing someone be like, oh, well, there were people trying to force the homeless shelters to give them food, but we couldn't really find any like solid
Proof?
story on it, and it's just like, well, that's probably because there wasn't one.
Yeah, and
Like, I
let
mean,
me
like,
ask you
it just sounds
guys.
so stupid.
Hang on, just real quick, and yeah, I'll let you
sorry.
go. We had no, you're fine. You did a great job there, AFK, and I agree with you. We're seeing a lot of that, and there are a lot of agents provocateurs that have been being exposed. We've seen a lot of false flag events, but I want to address something because there was a tremendous amount of money that was raised in support of the truckers. And John Platt
million.
More than that.
It was 10 million.
Yeah. And
no, for the second one. The second one, they just hit 3 million.
Yeah, we'll get there in just a second, I promise. But here's the answer. This is what's happening right now. We have the actual refunds. They had to change their policy here because when it became obvious that they were going to distribute it to their approved charities, they were about to be pursued by multiple states attorneys general for fraud. Because
that happened. State attorneys,
attorneys general, the governor of Florida,
correct?
The governor of Florida started the ball rolling, and other states were in the process of following suit, saying we need to do a fraud investigation here. So here is the update that they posted yesterday. Okay, and they did this in very quickly once they heard they were about to get down, a path they don't want to. Mm-hmm. By the way, this is not a bank. This fundraising platform is not a bank. They want to act like a bank. They are the future of banking if we don't do something about banking regulations in this country and globally, but we'll get to that another time. The update that we issued earlier, enabling all donors to get a refund and outlined a plan to distribute remaining funds to verified charities selected by the Freedom Convoy organizers. However, due to donor feedback, we are simplifying the process. We will automatically refund all contributions directly. Donors do not need to submit a request. You can expect to see your refund within 7 to 10 business days. First of all, when you take my money, you take it right away. I should not be waiting 7 to 10 days to get my money back. That was one of my problems here, right? But this is everything that was stated the day before from their previous thing. GoFundMe supports peaceful protests, and we believe that was the intention of the Freedom Convoy 2022 fundraiser when it was created. We now have evidence from law enforcement that previously peaceful demonstrations became an occupation with police reports of violence and other unlawful activity. Show us the receipts. Number one.
Receipts?
Number two.
There's absolutely none.
That's the big difference here, right? Like these fiery, mostly peaceful protests. What were these people? What did they have?
They had
to fight with. They had nothing. No, this is my point. They had nothing to fight with. So what did they do? They went out and destroyed. They maimed. They beat. They made a big fucking fuss because they had no sway or pull. Really, they don't really contribute anything to society.
Performing reparations.
That's my point is they don't really contribute anything to society. Why is this such a big deal? Because these guys actually contribute to society. They're actually bringing these fuckers to their knees. This is the shit that we should have been doing years ago instead of us taking this is what I've been saying for so long, instead of taking the high road all the time. Now, I'm not saying spit in everybody's eye. Now, I'm not saying do exactly the same tactics. But you know what? We are well within our rights to do certain things that everybody else has been doing for the last 5 years. And it's like about fucking time. And they can piss and moan all they fucking want. You know what? We can just say tough shit and just keep throwing pictures at them of last summer and stuff like that. It's like, come on, fuck you people. You're going to sit here and go, oh, this, that, and the other. No, I have not seen one person get hurt. I have not seen one fucking fight. I've seen nothing but a bunch of fucking
There has been one person that got hurt, and this is why I want to ask you guys, because I don't think you would have heard about it on the news. But in Winnipeg, there was someone ran over the peaceful protesters. Ran over 4 people.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear about this.
Of course you didn't hear about it, but I guarantee you heard stories about how the convoy was this horrifying, violent place where they gave out cookies to children and played hockey together.
But bounce houses.
They created bounce houses and hay piles. But someone actually ran over their mask. They planned this out, and they hit, I believe it was 4 or more people. They ran into the crowd to kill them. They tried to kill them.
Like what happened
I remember when this
Wisconsin.
happened during mostly peaceful protesting. Yeah, it was a big fucking deal. It was all over the goddamn place.
In Wisconsin, like the one that Culture gets brought up, that was really hitting the news until they saw who was driving the vehicle, and then it just became a vehicle struck several people.
Oh yeah,
and haven't heard anything about it since, have we?
Never saw a picture of him or his name get released.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, not through like mainstream MSN or whatever, but yeah.
And Lola's right. Lola's right here, and thank you, Matt. You're right on point. That all of these things that happen around these events are only they craft a narrative around it the way they want to, so that it serves their needs, and that's why it's called a narrative, right? It's no longer
it has another name too, psyop, because this is direct manipulation of the populace. And that is what I think happened with one person that drove over one of the peaceful protests.
Yeah.
That is someone that has fully bought into the narrative, i.e., it is someone that has been brainwashed.
Yeah.
And brainwashed is the term. What you're getting from the mass media right now are overt attempts at brainwashing you.
Yes.
Well, they're telling you that
systematic gaslighting.
It is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But you know the amazing thing. Sorry, AFK.
No, keep going. Cool.
This story has got me so fired up because I am so proud that finally Canadians are standing up, because it takes a long time to get this type of movement in Canada.
Here's the thing, though: when someone is infinitely patient, those are people that you really do not want to get to the end of their patience.
No.
That's Canada. Those are Canadians, and now the fuse has been set, and it's not going to end. But the thing I want to bring up is how this has inspired everyone around the world. After the Canadians finally nope, this is enough. You saw this massive growth in protests everywhere. Europe, Australia.
To be fair, though, there actually has been hundreds of thousands protesting all over the world every single day. It's just not reported in the mainstream news.
Exactly.
No. You go to a channel like John Talks, who shows this whole meanwhile in Canada, meanwhile in Australia, meanwhile in this country here. Yeah, this has been going on since day one. It's just what's going on in Canada right now is the biggest one that's lighting the fuse.
It was more people to stand up, and
as you said, Yeti, it was the moment when the infinitely patient ones became impatient.
Yeah, and we have a lot of brilliant things in the chat we need to get to real quickly, and one of them I highlighted a couple minutes ago and then kept re-highlighting. And then we're going to get to something Tom's got, but real quickly, I want to get to these starred comments. First of all, this one from Lola, I think we need to talk about, because when it comes to GoFundMe, they funded Occupy Seattle through that mechanism. They fund these things that are just absolutely
they raise bail money
and destroy.
They did.
A good way to destabilize it without much effort is just find somebody who's crazy, give them money, and then tell them to go do whatever they want.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And let's get to some of these supers, and then we're going to jump on a little levity, and then we'll get back to some things. Go ahead, man.
Real quick. I didn't know DeSantis was behind this whole, starting this thing with GoFundMe. Man, what a problem. What a troublemaker that guy is down there.
The guy's really making a name for himself.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. It's just so GoFundMe is just, they're basically apologizing that they got caught, basically trying to screw the truckers over. Because sending it to these approved GFM groups, that's a big gigantic FU.
Yeah, it's a problem. It really truly is, and I'm frustrated about it all. And of course, we have individual voices being called out, individual humans being called out by countries now. You wouldn't normally align yourself with China, but there's a certain individual that's been called out by China recently that is a pot stirrer that's trying to destroy everything.
Well, that's what you see.
One last thing.
Sorry, that's what you see from the left all the time. I've said this before. Whereas
not the left, the extreme.
No. Yeah. Okay, the extreme left. Sorry. Yeah. So whoever you want to call them, the difference between them and I say centrist, which is basically far right, if you ask them. But the difference is that we always address the ideas that they have, the ideology behind a lot of their things. Whereas they attack the individual, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
Whenever you see.
They can't defend their ideas.
Absolutely not. No, because if they had to justify their ideology when it's being questioned with, I don't know, logic, it doesn't work. So they're like, well, you're all of the yes and the isms. You have to be because, you know, you're
to this
questioning.
super chat here, Culture, I actually want to address it. So
okay, all right, yeah, I want to jump on this. And Toxic Man flew for $5. Our buddy Tox says, listening while painting my bathroom ceiling. No joke. Well, I need to repaint some things here in the house too. Rogan is just a stoner, folks. Put your faith in yourself and not celebrities.
Agreed.
Hashtag 4K to the point. Absolutely.
I will say this: you're not wrong that Rogan is a stoner, but he's also another thing. He's a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And those who are comedians generally speak the truth. They are our court jesters. I mean, look at Dave Chappelle in the last year, what he's accomplished. And again, I don't want to short sell Rogan in any way.
No.
Right. I mean, yeah. Is he like George Carlin? No. But at the same time, I mean, he is the one possibly in the next vehicle we have right now to freedom of speech in a world where we lose, it seems like on a daily basis, the freedom of speech more and more.
Well, and that's another way. And I appreciate everybody
expression.
talking. Yeah. And I appreciate everybody talking very carefully around these subjects today so that I can keep my channel. So thank you for that. Yeah. But, I just want to get through a few more of these because they're all very relevant. But I agree with Tox here. You need the celebrities are helpful, at least, as far as confronting the situation that we have, Tom. I agree with that. But at the same time, we're reliant on only one person in life, and it's ourselves.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. If I may, real quickly, just to address Rogan.
Yeah,
I disagree that he's just a stoner. Just a stoner. If you take any random stoner, they could not do what he has done.
Yeah,
and also, it's not that he's a stoner who gets high because he gets high. If you listen to what he does, yeah, when he goes into the shrooms and all of the traveling into the other dimensions and stuff. You can say what you want about it, but it's not stoner talk. That's not what it is. Joe Rogan, he is a person who is frightfully intelligent. And what he does is that he has long, in-depth conversations with the smartest people on the planet, with the absolute experts in their fields. And you know what he does? He retains that knowledge.
He does.
When he talks with someone else, he's able to cross-reference what they are saying with what he has heard from some other experts, and he can even debate with the best of them. Case in point, when he had Gupta on, he actually was able to debate and defeat Gupta in terms of point when you talk about
Gupta of CNN. Yep.
Exactly, and he's a certified medical professional. But if you don't know anything, if you don't know who one is or the other, you just listen to the episode. The one that's going to come across as the more informed is Rogan.
Always,
it was the exact same thing when he was debating. I forgot his name, like this professional skeptic. When he had like a debate between this professional skeptic and Graham Hancock and Randall, stuff like that was glorious, by the way. And he absolutely mauled him.
Yep.
I mean, that guy, you know what he is? He is the voice of reason.
Always.
And that is why he's dangerous.
And that's
in a world where all the narrative goes against everything, he is the light of reason.
He is, and it should be the way that we all address any of these things, from an informed position. And we have to ask questions and then we can form our thoughts around what the answers are. Because that's where a lot of people they get way too hyperbolic and reactive and create a great deal of tension when you really need to disarm someone and allow them to expose the fallacies of their arguments.
You just hit on why they won't. Asking questions. Like that is the danger. You having someone asking a question and many of them don't have an answer.
And that's why
something McKinney brought up. Like when Viva was out on the streets, one side wouldn't talk to him. They don't have an answer to why this is bad or why things shouldn't be happening. Like they've got nothing. So
that's why they're scared of Rogan. That's why they're scared of Crowder.
Yeah.
That's why they're scared of these guys. Because like Andre's right. Like Trump, let's be real. He's a very flamboyant guy, but when you push him into a pressured corner, he's not a real great debater.
No.
Right? Like he's not somebody who's going to be able to, debate.
Let's put it this way:
yeah.
that Brandon was able to hold his own against him in the first debate.
Unfortunately,
Yep.
yes.
Unfortunately.
But Rogan, guys like that, they're not going to be guys you can just shut down, right? They're going to ask questions. They're going to ask you important questions, and they're really going to make things uncomfortable for everybody. And that's what we need.
Yeah, we should go back to the days when you could have an open debate where you could ask your opponent questions and allow them to react in timing.
Now, I wouldn't say that Rogan's closer to Carlin, but maybe he's closer to like Larry King, but still, it doesn't matter. He's still talking to everybody.
Carlin meets Larry King.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
I agree. I would agree on that one.
Yeah. Well, let's actually finish up these super chats. I've got several. I've got 13 comments to get through here, and then we need a moment of levity. So I appreciate everybody's support. I promise we'll get to all the supers and all the great comments you guys had. Thank you for those. Blue-eyed Roof Korean, the base for $5 says New York Times versus Sullivan does not apply to censorship. Yes, I know. I have been warning the fellowship that was coming back when T. Louis 2 came out. I hate being prophetic. No, I hear you. I hear you, man. And we're going to see more and more of this. It's going to ramp up. Yeah. They're going to try to feed these baloney sausage narratives at us, and we just need to keep knocking them down. HVP for $2 says Rogan's channel is attacked more than the quarterings. I agree.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, the difference in reach and in public knowledge of Rogan's channel compared to quarterings, it's not even in the same stratosphere.
Yeah.
No one.
11 million
it's type of discussion.
Yeah, no, that's right. But yeah, I think he just if Rogan had those kind of thumbnails, maybe he'd get more than 11 million podcast viewers at a time. We have Blue-eyed Roof Korean again. Thank you for another $5. My friend says Roof Korean's razor. Never attribute to stupidity what can be explained by malice. Harlan's razor gave the benefit of the doubt. No more. I agree with you. I think we have a lot of malice in the media coverage nowadays. I think that's true. Anybody have thoughts on that one?
No, I agree 100%.
No, 100% on this one. Just look at what's going on right now.
Michael Malice.
Yeah.
It's just
Roof Korean, the base for $2. Well done there again. For $2, my goodness. Today is the Blue-eyed Roof Korean, the base show, sponsored by.
We got to come up with a nickname for him because that's a lot to say every time.
But I like it. I think it's cool. It's like it kind of like says everything.
It does. It does. And but here we go. The honkening will continue until freedom improves. Absolutely.
The honkening. He didn't actually write that, but that's cool. I like it.
Yeah. The honkening is gosh, somebody crafted it. It might have been Tim Pool. I don't know, but somebody did it. I think it's been everywhere. So I can claim no.
I love how you punch up your super chats.
Well, how so?
Well, you said the honkening instead of the honking.
Oh yeah,
punching it up. Yeah.
Sorry. And now you have media figures trying to attribute that to a certain World War II figure.
Honk.
How
is that working? How is that working out for them?
That leftist got smashed with that
one. Big time.
They were trying to compare it to Churchill. What?
No,
they were the guy with the mustache that looks an awful lot like the
Chaplin.
No,
Mr. Hankety Clankety.
Yeah, there you go.
Chaplin was very problematic.
That little rascal him.
Once again, yeah.
He was too quiet. He barely ever spoke.
I know, right?
Exactly.
You can't trust
Never trust those shifty, quiet fuckers. You
know? Oh, I love you guys. All right. Anyway, by the way, did you see that unfortunate placement of the YouTube symbol on Trudeau's face the other day?
Oh God, that was so amazing.
I didn't see it. What was it?
Oh, did he find it?
Do you have
somebody dig that up?
Somebody dig that up.
That was awesome.
Blue-eyed Roof Korean, the base again. Thank you for this, my friend. For another $5, says Canadian tow truck companies all came down with the coof magically.
That was a real. I was not making that up. When they got called, they all told Ottawa that they were sick. They came down with the coof, just like Trudeau.
I would argue, YetiCast, that not only that, but I remember correctly that when it came to Alberta, basically the tow trucker said, none of our tow trucks are leaving this province.
Yep. Yeah. They're like, sorry, we are only going to operate where you're
wrong. They said sorry.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
Sorry.
Misinformation.
But you know, Trudeau, like when this was starting, he wanted to implement no cross-border travel without vaccination.
Yeah, that's not.
So they're gonna make that even worse.
The only thing that would make it better is if like, no, we're all sick, and then they show up for like some citizen that called and told it like, oh, I'm the only guy, but I'm done after this. I gotta go home.
Well, what I'm hearing is that Pierre Trudeau's wife's son is vacationing either out here in the States or yeah. I guess Cuba isn't nice this time of year.
I don't know. He's got a lot of family heritage in Cuba. But let me continue. That move is what really ticked off politicians. That is how you resist. Make the left pay. Yeah, again,
that's what I'm saying. Like those peaceful protests did nothing other than piss off people, right?
Left.
This is actually getting attention.
It is. Yeah, it's because it's peaceful. Blue-eyed Roof Korean. Look at this. I'm telling you right now, my show is officially sponsored by Blue-eyed Roof Korean.
Sunday Culture Reviews, sponsored by Blue-eyed Roof Korean.
Thank you for that. I love the way he does that. For $2, says DeSantis got the money refunded. He is the next target. He's been the target forever.
For a while,
that's going to wrap up. You're right. That's going to wrap up so badly because now, like, he's before like the midterms this year and like the full-fledged election year and a half from now. Oh, they're gonna
get ready for the smear campaigns to ramp up big time.
No idea.
The moment he gets ready for his run, get ready for the smear campaigns to ramp up.
Oh, they're going to ramp up just to get the head start early.
Exactly.
What does anybody think that if DeSantis is like really considering it and they're trying to discredit him as much as possible, do you think that they would instead throw their weight behind Donald Trump? Like, no, let him run again. No, you know what I mean?
No,
like
they're terrified.
He's the one they're afraid of.
Yeah.
DeSantis. That's what I'm saying. So by them fearing DeSantis so much, do you think they would ease up on Trump to try to make it easier for him to be there?
They would lock them together.
Either of those people would be a huge loss for them, my friend. But
I know.
You know what would be like the ultimate thing that would give like the ultimate fit? Trump runs with DeSantis as his VP.
Or the other way around too.
Yeah, or either way. That would give such a meltdown and a heart attack.
Yeah, and
guys, something just came in an hour ago from the Ottawa police that said anyone attempting to bring material support such as gas to the demonstrators could be subject to arrest. Enforcement is underway.
Arrested
for bringing material. Wow. Like I don't know how they could possibly charge anyone.
Yeah, they can't.
It's not going to work.
That's insane.
Joker voice is right. Decentralized now. Yeah, that's true. And that's why a lot of people are pushing towards crypto. And that's a conversation for another day.
We need to remind these fuckers they work for us.
Yeah, they do. And
they don't see it that way, though. That's a problem.
Yeah,
that's where we need some change.
Exactly. They see it as they rule and we are the pleb to be ruled. That's the issue. And this is not, and I say we because it's not like a unique American, Canadian, or North American thing. It is a global thing. Yeah.
And Read by Nature says something that is obvious. You're going to have agents provocateurs that show up and try to instigate violence. Yes.
But the one thing that I did see the other night is when Ottawa police were trying to get in, there were so many protesters, they just shutting them down. And the police just like started walking away. Like, okay, we can't do anything here because there's 100,000 of them and like 5 of us. Like, okay, maybe we'll try this a little bit later. There's a video. They start walking away because they can't do a thing. There's too many people.
See if you can find that. And while you
before Andre has to go though, Culture.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
I was going to say here, Walmart found a way to promote Dune like no other.
Ooh,
how?
Andre, I think you'll get a kick out of this. Go ahead and share this now. Yeah, they tell you this will make you come.
Oh my God!
Somebody got fired.
Yeah, somebody getting fired.
They're not lying. There's like, fuck it. We'll just put it up there. This thing will make you come.
Like, is it the lady? I don't know who that is. What? I don't.
No,
It's
it's
like
Dune.
old,
It's Dune. It's a
it's like
Dune
that
advertisement.
old,
You got to read it down.
I get that. I'm
It's
just
like
trying to figure out what's going to make me come. Is it the lady or the dude?
The
Well, it's the
movie
dude for me,
Dune
but
is going to make you come. The movie.
Oh.
Well, yeah. It's like
it's
that
kind of
old.
pointing
my
towards
joke
him.
there.
It's like
man.
that old advert. It's like that old advert. It wasn't for Doom, but it was some game that was saying like John Romero was going to make you his bee.
I love it
note,
when you have like employees with a sense of humor.
Yeah,
That's brilliant.
Andre, I know you have to leave. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Oh,
today.
absolutely. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You bet. You
And
bet.
awesome stream, everyone. Keep staying. And yeah, everyone try to behave more than me.
You want to promote your video on the way out?
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it already, because we haven't released a video in a week now, and that means the algorithm is punishing us really, really badly. So if you could go and check out our most recent video, I think you'll find it interesting, breaking down exactly why we are getting Robert Pattinson's Batman instead of Ben Affleck's Batman. Ooh. There's a story to that. So everyone, do check that video out. Help share it. And that would be
for
sweet.
Sure. Thank you, Andre, and I absolutely will promote that on the way out the door. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
All right.
Take care. Good seeing you.
Take care, Andre.
Well, now that he's gone, there's no reason for me to stay.
Oh.
Were you again?
Thank
No,
God.
go on. Go on. Sorry.
And Trudeau is taking a personal day today.
I mean, is there any pressing business he needs to address?
Oh,
no, it's fine.
No. It's Canada. There isn't.
How long until he actually addresses it? How long do you think this is going to take?
He already said specifically he's not talking to the truckers, and that's what the truckers want. They just want to talk.
No, yeah. So, but at a certain point, he has to acknowledge this, or they've got to call no confidence on him and replace him because he's not being leader.
Well, he's acknowledged it. He explained how they're all isms. They're all the isms because, like, as long as you accuse them of being everything possible, so I mean, one of them has to stick to somebody, right?
Yeah.
And it's sticking, and they're realizing the wall's coated with Teflon, so nothing's sticking.
Well, right.
Right.
And you don't want to be the person to stop and go, but wait, really? Are they an ist or an ism? Because then someone will be like, well, wait, are you an ist and an ism? Why would you question us? And,
what he
they
only
don't want
did
to touch
blackface
that
5 times, okay? You have to do it 10 to be a racist.
Well, that means that they're extra repetitive now. Yeah.
There's a certain
true.
point
That
where
is
he
true.
has to start engaging. Otherwise, like, this is going on forever. Like, there's got to be a tipping point for him where he comes out and actually engages in this. I think he's hoping people get bored. That's why he said he got sick with the coup. So, he's got that 14-day lockdown or whatever. I think he's hoping in 14 days nobody's going to be there anymore.
I hope that this lasts longer than 14 days. If that's the case,
they're going to have.
Well,
let me tell you, if more truckers join this, which it's possible, it could happen. You won't have goods and services moving.
Nope.
It's going to cripple everybody, including the government. It will cripple the government.
That's what I was saying from the start. Is unlike the peaceful protests, people were losing their businesses, but it wasn't affecting the government. Government didn't give a fuck.
Well, and whenever it came close
you put
to
every
affecting the
trucker on
government,
protest right now, the government will buckle.
yeah. But whenever it did come close, like look at it was Portland somewhere in Portland, but like they were like, no, it's all good here. And then when they started getting close to their house, shut it down, lock them up, get them out of here. Yeah,
no, that was up here in Seattle. They marched out right down to like the mayor's front porch, basically. Yeah. And so she called it off then.
Yeah.
But it's like you wait until it's in your yard and then you got to deal with it. Suddenly it's a huge problem.
That's why they're trying to make that specific day last year make such a big deal, right?
The teeth thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it because that's even another touchier subject.
Yeah, I know. And we won't do that, but we'll get to the rest of these super chats right now. And we have some member chats as well I need to get to. Once again, we have Hunch, the Dirty Roofer, for $5 say, speaking of narrative, I'm still waiting for them to give motive for the Las Vegas circumstance situation where the person went bananas with a firearm. So am I. Haven't heard anything from that for a long time. Years on now. Years on now. Real estate guy. Really strange. We also have Joker Voice for $5 saying, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Can we say GS? The authoritarians who are funded by this guy will not stop. Hashtag keep talking. Well, I would love to say the dude's name. That is a sparking thing on this platform. But yes, I would say his hand is deeply in the honeypot here.
He is the personification of pure evil.
A lot of people would say that. Except evil. I thought that was that rock at the end of Time Bandits.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Time Bandits.
Wait! I thought it was Amy Schumer.
Oh, okay. Well, that could also be true.
Hasn't he started to walk things back a little bit because he realized China was going to take over?
Yeah.
And so there's like a little switch. He's like, oh, if we're going to be subjected to, China's tyranny if we go this route. Hasn't there been like a little shift?
Yeah. In fact, China named him as the personification of badness, like somebody on this panel just said. So yeah. So we got another one from Blue Eyed Roof Korea in the base. This is surprising. This is amazing. For $5, he says, no offense, CC, but no giving leeway to the quote left. They will do it to you. They wear the left's uniform. If you don't like the association, then leave. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I just have to be careful because
I don't understand what does it mean? Well, because we're not.
The problem with that mindset is that you're attacking your people in the battlefield with you that are on your side. Like the people, quote unquote, the left and an extreme left and stuff. There's always been more than just two parties, but it's been divided by them. Mm-hmm. I think the problem is that we have extremes in two different directions now. And the ones on the left are forcing the people who have been left and still consider themselves left to leave on their accord, while at the same time the people on the right are attacking them for even associating with being with those. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard place. I would say.
And there's so many different shades of gray in all of this. And it's not like you have to be careful with the language you use because there's only there's a fraction that are controlling this narrative. The other ones, they just got a slightly different belief. If you get down to it, you'll have the same beliefs for 90% of the things. It's the 10% that changes stuff.
Yeah, and this is the truth. I mean, actually, I would even expand on this from what Brightest Day says. It's authoritarian versus freedom right now, in whatever form that is.
Yeah. I would go with that for sure.
I could go with that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what it's been for the last since at least 2016. That's when that big shift started changing.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why we what we need to do is try to change the way we are looking at it to that, because the fact that it is no longer just like a right and left thing, considering how crazy it's become on both ends.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
it groups people too much.
It does. It doesn't. But it's okay. I mean, like I said, everybody's going to have their opinion, but I love the fact that we're talking about it. Like Joker Voice says, just keep talking, right? Toxic Man flew for $10, and I'm sorry Andre isn't here to answer this. He says, Andre, I'll give you that Rogan has skills, but his recent actions is either him play 10D chess or he is losing the buzz. Gupta is a hack medically. Defeating him was no big feat if you have facts. Well, he is kind of he was exposed. Let's just put it that way. He immediately went crying back on CNN. Go ahead.
He's not wrong, though. Andre isn't, about, at least in the sense that Rogan is having the conversations others aren't.
Right.
That's true.
I get what Toxic was talking about, and even through some other ones about not idolizing celebrities or whatever. Yeah. Right. But that doesn't. There's a difference between supporting someone and idolizing them, right? You can be like, no, I support what he's doing. He should be allowed to have these conversations, but you know what I mean? That's not, those two things don't equate.
It's a very good point, Mad. I support Dave Chappelle, but I don't idolize him.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I honestly, I support some political channels that I don't even completely agree with, but actually support the cause that they're putting forth.
Right. Well, that's what
I think that's a great way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we miss out on that because the people who became tolerant are the ones that are actually the ones that are now having to claw back to get their freedoms and reclaim their freedoms. Because believe me, they've been stripped away slowly. And now that you're paying attention, you've realized just how far down the mountain you've slid. Speaking of which, I want to say thank you to those viewers here. We got 88 right now live viewing. Please, if you haven't hit the like button, please do so. If I get over 100 likes, I actually get some love in the algorithm. So I would appreciate that very much.
The wifey is nice to him.
Yeah, I do want to share this story once again. This is we were just started to talk about this a moment ago, and it was that the Freedom Convoy has raised over 2 million. I think it's 3 million now, from what YetiCast said a moment ago. Is that right?
3 million.
So I didn't know the new one. I think was McKinney might have said it.
No, the new one it just hit, earlier before the stream started. It hit 3 million.
Yeah, so that's really very impressive. And we have another person from just south of the Great White North joining us in Shellbach, TJC.
Shelly.
Hola.
Yeah, what's up, buddy? So, but it's interesting that this is 9 hours ago. It was 2.1 million. Now they have $3 million.
And this is after DDoS attacks and their site crashing because too many people want to donate.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think it's still down now because there's still there was some error messages because it's like, so many people are coming to that site, so much traffic that it can't keep it.
But it's still a small fringe, group of people.
Oh,
Very
absolutely,
fringe.
very
absolutely.
Small. It's just a very small.
It's the same as those people that hate Last Jedi. It's just a small minority group of fans
with unacceptable views, which is the end of that quote.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the pessimist here, but I feel like this is going to look great until the government puts their foot down on the neck of the people who are running this one too. Because I mean, they could come up with legal or things about how it's inciting horrible anti-government stuff, blah 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 blah.
They can't.
That's just going to fuel people in Canada. I'm telling you right now, that's just going to.
Well, I know. I just meant as far as they need these funds, we got to get them to them somehow.
No. You're absolutely right. Okay, because we could see that happening, but all that's going to do is that's not going to shut it down. That's just going to push it even further.
Yeah. Totally.
But look, the revolution currently is being live streamed. Remember, it used to be the revolution; it will be televised.
Revolution will be televised.
Yeah, it's being live streamed. We're watching it in Canada, so thank you to all you up there. We got a four more to go here.
Gil Heron.
Yeah. Hey, very good, man.
He's an amazing artist. He passed before his last album was what came out. He never got to listen to it. He has some amazing music on there. Me and the Devils, one of the most deep and revealing songs someone has done about them, about their own struggles. But definitely check them out.
That's cool. Yeah, thanks. And do check him out. TZ Canadian for $5 says, get to know your neighbors. Say hi when walking. Mm-hmm. That way we can build communities locally. A smile goes a long way too. Honk. Absolutely, TZ Canadian. Honk, honk, my friend. Honk, honk. And of course, we also have Judas Goat Barbecue for $15 saying, the Canadian protests reminds me of the old saying, beware the anger of the quiet man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And thank you for the $15 super chat, my friend. Judas Goat Barbecue is 100% right. And that's what we were talking about. Do not allow, as Canadians, you really don't want to upset them, I don't think. But
no, you don't.
Yeah.
Once they're angry, there's a mission now.
Yeah, and I have 3 member chats. Thank you for those guys. We'll go through them real quickly. Mike Likes Tacos has been a member for a few months now, 6 months in total, saying, so when can we see the 2 maple leafs in the corner? Oh, somebody noticed the thumbnail. Well, it'll be on the thumbnail for the video forever, I guess. But those are some maple leafs for you. I thought that would get somebody's eyeballs to the stream. And
I never even noticed them.
Okay, well, your Muslim uncle is here as well. Thank you for that. Assalamu alaikum, my friend. I hope I said that properly.
Yay,
I keep
what was that?
Assalamu alaikum.
Yay, he did it.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait, are you responding? Because the response would be wa alaikum salam.
No,
would be in response.
You're saying I just said it to
okay. Yeah, all right, okay.
I'm getting good. I'm getting better. I hope I'm getting better. Anyway, your Muslim uncle says Makana scarf song for freedom truckers. There you go. I'm not familiar with that, but it's something I'll look up now. I love the education I get from the audience. I really do. We've got TZ Canadian being a member here for a bit. Thank you for that, my friend. Says, I just want to say, CC man, honk. Big 6. Absolutely. I appreciate
honk,
that.
Honk.
Honk, honk. Man, you guys are great. Thank you for all the amazing chats, super chats, and everything else so far, folks.
How do I do a member chat since you forced me into doing it?
That it's like you go down to like you're going to give a super chat, and then it's like it'll highlight it in green, and then I just have to know that it's there. So
I don't have an option to do a super chat on here.
Do you on the regular chat on the video?
Yeah, I'm looking. Yeah.
That's weird. If it's the pop out chat, it won't be.
Oh
there.
yeah.
If it's on the video, it will be.
I guess I could do it from my phone, but that's not worth it.
Yeah, I know you're not interested in supporting me. I get it.
I'm a channel member, dude.
All right. Well, anyway, okay. So we've wrapped up with the super chats and the member chats and everything, and we have one more that just came in from Marby Dog, our good friend there with the cool hat. For $10, says private corporate partnerships are fascist by definition. I agree with you. The MSM must paint working people as racist extremists because the truth of common ground between left and right is too frightening for them.
It is so ironic right now how the parties that are supposed to stand up for worker rights are the ones silent and trying to shove them back down. Like, yeah, workers of the world have to unite. No, not like that. You can't do it like that. You're supposed to do it.
Gone so far to the crazy, man, right? Like that's what I had for a while now. It's like, as a traditional Democrat, like the left has left me, right? Yeah. Like it left me just standing here going, "What the fuck happened?" Right? Because you actually have gotten to the point where, and normally the conservative side of things is more about less regulations and more for the corporate side of things. But we've gotten to a point where those people are at least smart enough to know, no, you got to have happy workers to get shit done.
Exactly.
You got to have healthy workers to get shit done.
I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into politics, but that was definitely one thing that
I agree. Sorry.
It's one of the definite things. That's why I will definitely give credit to the Orange Man 4 was bringing the workers back to the States, allowing us to actually make our stuff here.
Well, yeah, free market will raise all ships because you'll have better quality jobs. Companies will be making more, will be able to invest in their employees, and if they're not, then there's more opportunities to move to someone that actually does. That business is going to succeed more than the one that doesn't treat their employees right. Yeah. If you have employees that aren't happy, they're not going to do the same type of quality job, and it shows in products and the success of all businesses.
Agreed.
Yeah,
totally.
And what's Olaf NS sent me something really cool that I wish I could share, but I know for a fact I'll get claimed because it's Daily Wire material with Ben Shapiro.
They claim stuff.
I would encourage you. Yeah, it auto claims for him because of the size of his channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently, Troom does as well with their life hacks. They have auto claim.
That was pretty bananas. But I went ahead and put the video that was shared with me in the chat. Thank you for that, Olaf. I appreciate it, my friend. You are scholar and a gentleman. But I agree with Marby Dog here, and thank you for the super, my friend. I do appreciate it. I love you guys sharing all this information around. We have 90 live now here in the chat. Thank you for that, my friends.
Totally.
Hey now. Hey,
yeah, we've got we've got Toxic Man Flu for $2 saying, I don't support people obsessed with hair weaves. Well, I'm sorry, my friend. I'm not obsessed with them. But some people
don't kink shame. Don't kink shame.
Easy, Batman.
Don't be obsessed with those who put strength glue into their hair for hair.
Oh, well, that's different though. That's just crazy.
Well, I mean, how do you know if you don't try? Now we know.
Now we know.
Did you see that person tried to do another stunt after their money ran out?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sharp 3D says a good point here. Worst economy in my lifetime, following the best. I agree. Too many stupid people will not realize it because of Boogeyman. 100%. Yeah, I've never seen it. And again, I've been around a long time, 51 years, in fact, and or nearly 50. Well, technically, I guess 52 now. It's like 3 months after I would have been born, and you are.
We can round it up to 55.
I hate the Orange Man, but I will give him another. I will give him at least another point.
I have been able to measure
the economy
in my life.
Yeah. I've been able to measure like the economy change via how much gas has changed since I started driving.
Yeah.
And it's very memorable because the summer I started driving, we had a gas surplus and everything was ridiculously cheap. Like I legit found a gas station that had gas 98 cents for a gallon. Wow. And so now I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, this hurts so terribly.
Yeah, because for the first time in American history, they were producing more oil in the country than they were using, which was keeping the prices up. And then immediately upon arrival, all those policies that helped promote that were struck away, and so they had to buy oil from the Saudi Arabia again, and then Russia started screwing with the prices, because if you got to buy oil, well, you're gonna be involved with Russia, and now everything's brutally expensive, and they're like, why is it expensive now? Like, well, it's obvious.
I will always support homegrown. I will always support made in the US, because
wow.
Tom, your hair is fabulous.
That is fabulous.
So
That's
hot.
A fabulous mullet.
Euro culture.
I got a haircut. Thanks,
Tom Dirt, exactly.
That's some lore there. Euro culture. Who said that?
Tommy.
Oh, that was Kip. That was Kip.
So I figured,
there it is. Yeah. Look at how handsome you are with hair. Holy cow!
Business in the front, party in the back.
And plenty of in regards to Tom, plenty of party.
Tommy, can you hear me? You guys are so great. Thank you, Tom, for showing off your beautiful hair. I love it when Tom has hair. It's just there's a special kind of something there. Not really sure what it is.
It is something.
Windsor, that culture shampoo does wonders.
It does. It does. Kip used it, and all of a sudden he had flowing locks.
So, are you insinuating that if we're on the stream long enough, everyone will end up with our hair exactly like Cultures or something similar?
It'll be back to its original form, which is much longer than.
So basically, what you're saying, if I use Culture's hair conditioner, I'm going to have flowing dreadlocks.
You can absolutely. That's
I want to see that.
What you do with your hair is up to you. This is a timely super chat, though. It's Tom Jovi.
Well, we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Halfway there. Halfway there.
Credit for that one.
Yeah, gas prices have increased to 300. Holy cow. Olaf Ennis.
Where is he at?
And then they dumped in the Federal Reserve of oil, which only is about like 3 days worth.
No, it was like a day. It was the craziest thing because they're like, well, so we did this, so everything's gonna be fine, right? Like, and they're like, everything's gonna be fine.
Well,
like,
they have to buy it back, so that's gonna make it even higher once they go to refill those because they have to have that on reserve in case something bad happens.
Yeah, but it was only it was what 3 days worth of fuel.
I don't think it was 3. I think it may have just been 1.
No, I think it's 3 because they got to function more than 1 day.
But look, the TZ Canadian has been a member. Thank you for the member chat. I think I'm not sure. I already read that one. We have
300%, not 300.
Oh, 300%. Okay, yeah. Whew. I was like, good gravy. Eric K has been a member for 6 months. The Mensch of Wrenches, the Master Wrencher, sent a member chat. Says sending a message since Mads does not want to love. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that, my friend. Valiant Renegade sent a member's message. He's been here for a while. I've been here 11 months. Dang. Like smash. That's right. Smash.
There you go.
Thank you for that, Valiant.
11 months. I've only been here. I've only been a member for like 3 days, and I'm already done with it.
Thanks, appreciate that. Rob Altus is here for his monthly member chat. Thank you for that. Rob says, in honor of Mad's great discussion, hail.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't get used to it.
Toxic Man Flu. No, really don't. Toxic Man Flu has been a member for a long time. Thanks, Tox. He says, I'd masturbate Mads anytime. Oops, I meant debate.
You?
I meant debate.
We can talk about either one. DM me. Slide in those DMs. Sorry.
I'm not good with any of those things, but I do have another super chat from our sponsor today, Blue Eyed Roof Korea in the base for $5. U.S. truckers can literally blockade and starve out cities. Pendulum has swung. Once you realize your power, I charge the, quote, left 3 times more for plumbing in MA. Well, there you go. And you should, to be honest with you. Who'd you vote for might be a function of how much you're going to pay. And it always is. You just don't realize it as directly. Oh wow, Makini became a member. Makini.
I did it for Fats last night, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's for the people that I truly support and people that I really happily call my friend.
So I just found out you don't consider me a friend.
Okay.
Here we go, Yeti. We talked about this.
It takes
that was funny.
Tom,
it takes effort to get me to actually to do the channel membership. It takes effort.
Look, I'm a channel member here because I lost a bet.
I do it because I love culture. So.
Well, culture, as you can see, there's at least one person here you can trust.
That's true.
I've been here. I'm not here to stab you in the back later in life.
No, I know.
What is that supposed to be?
Nothing at all.
Speaking of which, Tom, you need to sing this song with your beautiful locks.
I got to put them back on then.
Oh, man.
I think my dog's going nuts for some reason. What's the matter, Sadie?
Don't make friends with a Yeti.
Don't make friends with a Yeti.
Yeah, no, they'll put a curse on you. Found that out.
I already told you.
One more
we went over this. To lift the curse, all you have to say is, I am sorry, Yeti. And the curse is gone forever.
I'm just cursed.
All right. Well, look, D-Bud Martin sent me a member chat. Thank you for that, my friend, for being a member here. At least I've been a member longer than Mad, says D-Bud Martin. Yes, you have, my friend, and I appreciate it. We've got another super chat coming in from a person that I admire greatly, who's there everywhere, all over the place. Bamagrad for $5 says, Hail Culture and panel, good discussion. Has anyone noticed that there has not been a peep from the International Brotherhood of Teamsters? Honk, honk. I agree with you. Let me ask you a question. If you are a workers' organization, wouldn't you be against all these confiscatory policies? Wouldn't you be for, the workers?
That would be by default.
Really represent?
That would be by default.
It should be.
Man, we need a Hoffa again, huh? Is that what you're saying? We need like a Jimmy Hoffa type figure.
Well, we need the actual union organizations to actually represent their employees and not political interests. In fact,
well, I mean, if anybody is beacons of ethics and in honesty, it's going to be the unions. Like,
I
was in a union. I don't have a problem with unions.
Okay. Well, yeah, you were AFL-CIO, right?
FOP.
Wait, there's Tom.
ABCD.
I gotta get Tom.
EFG.
Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. I just don't think it understands. Southern Fried Tom here. How you doing?
Beautiful.
Somebody clip that. I hope somebody clipped that. Oh my gosh.
I gotta put on some headphones. It's gonna ruin my fucking hair.
Yeah, you look good.
But I'll do it for you.
You look good.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, your question about even unions of wanting to represent people, I don't know if it's the right word, but it's kind of like my analogy I'm going to use is the honors paradox thing, where it's like you're responsible for representing them, but at the same time you have the obligation that the government puts on you to protect them in other ways, I guess. I think a lot of the excuses being used are oh, well, it's for the benefit of health of all that, these choices are made for the benefit of all, kind of. Does that make sense as to what I'm trying to say here? I don't know.
It doesn't seem like the union system needs to be overhauled because it's become its own type of racket. Where the original purpose of the union. No, like when we're talking about the big unions, like the head guys,
the teacher unions.
Oh, I would say it really depends upon the individuals because it's just like any system, there are people who can abuse it. For sure, I've seen that happen.
Right.
But then, it's also in certain areas still very useful. It's just like there are people who know how to use it for good, and literally people who will abuse it to crap.
Yeah, one
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a good use, but there's so many abuses in some industries that it's made it harder, made it worse on the employees rather than better. Like you can see that in some of the Canadian industries, like the airlines. You're not allowed to do anything outside your very particular job description, which slows down the turnaround. Like a pilot can't go and help clean up anything in the cabin because that's not in the job description. Where another airline who wasn't unionized was doing significantly better because they could have people helping each other. It's not all unions. I'm not saying all, but there needs to be a little bit of overhaul to bring them back to the original purpose of helping.
I thought you were saying the opposite. I thought you were saying like, nah, they're fine. I'm like, bro, these teacher unions are getting a little too big for their britches.
Let's look at the one shining example recently was the whole Image Comics union, which their demands made sense up until the last paragraph where they want to dictate
editorial
control over who gets published and who doesn't based on arbitrary traits, such as being an ismphobe on social media.
Yeah, and that's a big issue that's going to happen across the board continually until this stuff just gets shut down and these companies get sued to oblivion for violation of the law. But very quickly, Small Time Republic has been a member for a long time and says culture, panel, and chat. Hail, culture, panel, and chat. Well, hail to you, my friend.
Hail, man.
Hail, sir.
We have another super chat from our sponsor today. Our sponsor today sent in another one.
Big Dial Sassoon?
No, today's sponsor is Blue Eyed Roof Korean the Based for $2. Says freedom is when government fears the people. And I agree with you. And we need to reinstill that fear. We honestly do.
We need people to remember
on the union thing before we get too far away from it, because there is positive things with it, like especially when it comes to police unions, because honestly, I would have been fired so quickly if it wasn't for the union. In fact, I could never meet with a supervisor unless whenever I needed a union representative, they sent the vice president from our chapter. Not because I was a little hard to, I had a little smart mouth on me, I guess. But the point is that the management in the policing world, right, will throw an officer under the bus as quick to save the department. They're done. They're going to throw them out there. And if it's not for the union keeping them in check, then officers wouldn't even be able to do the job that they are doing now, even with everything that's happening. In times like this, I mean, it's even more important to support in the union because of what we're seeing now, the way the police are being demonized. So.
That's true. And Captain Trek says for $2 on a lighter subject than that. Sorry, man. Tom looks like Deej Odyssey with that hair. Yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah.
If he had like bunny ears, pink bunny ears on, it would also just sell it completely. TZ Canadian weighs in saying unions are money laundering for a political party. I wouldn't do that 100%, but I see where you're headed there. Rough Girl TV, another great channel here on the planet, says The Rock sucks. Don't trust Hollywood.
Man, it was like reliving Hulk Hogan being revealed as the third member of the NWO.
The heel turn, baby.
Right?
Heel turn.
God,
speaking of, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
I was just gonna lament on the fact that people just don't have backbones anymore when it comes to this. Like, I don't remember who it was. I'm sure it's been said many times or asked many ways. Where have we gotten to a point in life where we have to say this guy is a friend, but I don't support all of his views. Like, why do we have to tag that onto anything nowadays?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if a friend of mine goes and sleeps with another dude's girlfriend or whatever, it's not like suddenly I'm an adulterer or whatever the heck, just because I'm friends with him. And it doesn't mean that I support the actions of it, but what the heck does that have to do with my friendship with that person, And so it's like, when it comes to stuff like this, it's just like, it just frustrates me to no end. And I love the hat, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Tom is really selling this.
I know, he's got this look.
I'm here to support the truckers. That's right.
Trucker Tom.
I believe it now.
But let me put it this way.
Southern Fried Tom is ready to kick ass.
Southern Fried Tom.
Tina's saying the obvious today. Apparently, Blue Eyed Roof Korean the Based is today's sponsor of the show. Thank you for that, Tina. 100%. The Rock will say whatever his ex-wife tells him to say. I agree with that. Did you know that his agent is his ex-wife?
And Henry Cavill's.
And Henry Cavill's. Yep.
Things cost as much as you need them. Exactly, James Caserta. You're 100% right. Hey, Becky, good to see you.
Hey, Becky.
Tom shaved. That's dedication. Absolutely.
Gotta
Time
go
for Tom.
For the stash. The ladies like the stash.
You got
one mustache ride.
You have to start singing Convoy.
I don't know. It's kind of like Culture and his cousin from the South. Like, guys look real similar. He's got the glasses and the hair going.
Southern Fried Culture.
There you go.
God. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You gotta do side by side
Make
here.
that happen, people. Make that happen.
Yeah, speaking of truckers and my great admiration for them, our good friend Subhuman84 is in the chat. One of the people that makes America go. Love this man and everything he does. And when he gets around to game streaming from time to time, he's a fun watch as well.
I don't know if he's still stuck in where he is, because it's been snowing real bad in a lot of places this past week.
Yeah.
The one thing that after all this, I am never going to get angry when I get stuck behind a slow semi. Like, you know what?
Nope.
It's okay. Just patience from now on, because this this is so incredible seeing them come together in this way that sparked the rest of Canada and the world and everywhere else, wherever you are, to like actually come together and stand up and show the government that they work for us. We don't work for them. People need to remember that the government cannot exist without the people. The people are the ones that elect them to lead. But they have to work for us. They are working for us. Without us, they can't exist.
I think, Yeti, the more you talk about the whole Canada thing and they're like leading, like I almost want to be like, well, you know what, America, let's sit this one out. Like, we're not going to follow Canadians. Like, that's weird. You know what I mean?
Canadians are going to come down once it's done here and go to DC
like
to help you guys out.
I don't like that you're going to have to come help us. Like, I no.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like in a way, I don't know if this is what you're trying to say, but I think it's more poignant if it's just the Canadians that are really making this stand, because it's like we do this kind of stuff all the time down here of like, well, I mean, like not to the extent, but we complain about
it's
stuff
just like
all the
Canada's
time.
just showing us how it's done, how to do it
right.
I don't like that. We're supposed to be the guiding light in the world.
Yeah.
We'll send the Canadian convoy to Baltimore, and then it'll clean up the city.
Yeah, they're like, hold my maple syrup, and then they walk in.
No, Yeti.
Come on, that was funny.
Wrong. No, Yeti. Start with San Francisco.
There you go. Let's do this because we got to wind down. And Matt, I'll let you go in just a second. I want to read the one more member chat from that 70s rock fan. Sorry, we're rounding out. Would have had you on otherwise. Says, as a famous Canadian once said, you can choose from phantom fears and kindness that can kill. We'll choose a path that's clear. I will choose free will.
There you go.
Well, there you go. And that's the song lyrics, folks. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that it's kind of like, the quarterback that wants to score the touchdown, not just hand it off to LL Cool J, for him to try to.
Thinking of any given Sunday right now.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like let Willie Beeman score. I kind of feel like that. Like Canada's he's like the third string running back. But why am I going to hand the ball off to this third string? I'm the star of the world or of the team. You know what I mean? Like, it should be us in the end zone.
Because we got to show you guys how not to burn down cities.
I keep the
during
girls
a protest.
Yep.
Screaming.
Rush 2112. Absolutely.
Okay, quick yes or no, since it's the end and we don't have time to talk.
This is the end.
Is Pablo Hidalgo leaving Star Wars? Yes or no?
Gone.
Oh, Pablo is probably
Pablo?
toast.
Probably Pablo.
Toast. Yeah, we should.
Pablo.
Trolling us.
Pour one out for our buddy Pablo.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. I think it's a troll.
Because he posted a shit ton of Star Wars stuff the last few days. I think he's just trolling people.
Yeah.
That's a shame. All right. Well, bummer. Joel says we're all fighting. Joel says we're all fighting the F word together, and I agree with you.
Yeah, but America leading the way is what it should be.
No. Canada's leading the way right now, and I love it.
The true north, strong and free.
If you guys win, and you better. Do we have to honorarily start saying Z instead of Z?
I've been saying Z for a long time, way before
we say both anyways. It depends on context.
I love that y'all say Z. It's so funny.
I had to adopt it myself.
It's just Z, guys. It's a Z.
Someone said ZL and ZR.
Z is better.
It's not Z for Zorro, Yeti.
Yeah, but you are saying the word, not going Z for Zorro. You don't go Z.
What is happening?
I don't know.
You're pronouncing the letter.
Look, we didn't get to hear much from the man who showed up at the end, but he's not Popeye, but he was a sailorman. Shellback, TJC.
I think I fell asleep. Wait for us.
He's a silent one. He's the silent one. When you irritate,
he's a ninja.
He's the impatient one. Remember,
he's gone.
He's the patient
one. Way to go, culture.
It wasn't.
Hi, I'm Shellback. I'm super awesome, and I usually talk more.
There you go. Well, AFK is going to go ahead and finish the Shellback impersonation and do one of AFK's own impersonation. Let's see that.
Yeah, mine. I'm here to hang, and I'm done. So, no, it was great to see y'all, and Shellback really didn't say anything, but you should go check out his channel on YouTube because he's got a bunch of stuff rolling over there. He really is a fan of anime, and check out everybody else on this panel. And it was really awesome seeing so many people interact today.
Yeah, it was
great. And it always kind of was a bummer when the stream ends because I wish it could just keep going, kind of you fap it up a little, Yeah. But I understand everybody's got a life, so it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was great to have you as well. And of course, we also have Canadian trucker spirit Tom.
Well, I just want to say I support Rogan. It's almost close to Reagan, which works. For me.
There you go.
Just remember, keep on trucking. Fuck the man. Be rules.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you for that, Trucker Tom. We have the one and only Canadian that managed to make it to the panel today.
Hey, by the way,
thanks for having me on.
He had to be here contractually because he's a Mad Barber boy.
Oh, that's true.
Thanks for having me on. Go check out my channel. We do roasts and lately lots of game streams with Mad and couple and Grant. So Mad Barber Boys gaming at night. Gonna get back to the regular live streams too. But yeah, go subscribe and
Yeti, the D&D.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're playing D&D on the Loading Crew. On Thursdays, and it is so much fun. It is absolutely
Literature
hilarious.
Devil is there.
Yeah, Literature Devil is there.
Yep. I
am going to be putting up the non-live stream version on my channel. I just gotta edit a little bit, and it'll be up. And it's the best game we've ever. It's hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
Yep, but we did have to take out a couple of jokes.
Just a couple.
Yeah. I have the unedited version. Hit me up if you want to see it.
You're joking, Bronze Age Marvel, and thanks for being here in the chat. Appreciate your support, my friend. Says, attention advertise. You too can reach this prime demographic. It's true. You can advertise on my channel. I will accept sponsorships. I will.
Yeah.
I got to say one more thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
One more thing. I got to remind Neil Young, who's trying to keep the man down. Brother, man don't need you around anyway. Fuck you, Neil Young. You sound like my grandma when she's on the pot.
Ooh.
I mean the pisser, not the smoking kind.
Oh yeah.
Just like always, D&D is what you
Thank
make
you
of
for
it.
specifying.
Like
speaking of D&D and disappointments from the Game of Thrones universe.
I don't care for that. Real quick, but on the D&D thing, we're doing the high school thing, like where you go to prom and stuff like that. It's awesome. Orc Lives Matter. So yeah, my channel. Let's see, what's today? Sunday? Wednesday we'll have street spots.
Lord's Day, sir.
Wednesday we'll have street spots. We started watching Ankle Biters, which may be one of the greatest movies ever made. You can watch the replay of the last time we went last Wednesday. We do a stream on Sunday, like an hour before this, and we're gonna start doing something called Street Smarts After Dark. Don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be good. Street Smarts After Dark. Oh, and whenever Grant is finished with my video, because he's my editor as well, I'll be putting out a new bespoke video where I'm disappointed through the mail.
Well, it's going to be awesome. I love those. Those are my favorite, man.
Yeah. It'll be awesome for you guys. That'd
be great.
You don't even know.
Real quickly, this is the way you do this, by the way. You do this. You go, Valiant Renegade, birthday wishes and greetings, salutations, and I hope the day is incredible. Food is always preferable, and I hope you have an incredible night, my friend. Thanks for being here, a member of my channel and a buddy. I appreciate that very, very much. Also, Matt, I want to remind you that Mr. Grant Gregory is my editor, and he sent me 3 videos this morning for my channel.
He is our Chief Executive Officer of Technology, Marketing, and Diversity.
There you go. Yeah. There's creative names for Neil Dung here. Thank you for that. Neil Wong. Okay. Neil Wrong. Okay.
Well, very wrong.
Neil Old. The Mad Mullet. Actually, that's true. E. Clay Thompson caught on to something that we got to see recently on Scott's stream, rocking the mullet, just like our buddy here, Tom, does. Good buddy, Tom. Eastbound down, load them up and trucking. They gonna do what they say can be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
I'm eastbound, just watch old bandit run. That movie's almost as important to us as the Bible, you know.
It is, truly.
It's very important.
It really is.
Did Mad shave a dog and glue fur on his face? That is not very nice, Monkey Jeebus. Funny, but not very nice.
You're talking about
funny, but yeah.
Or
I mean, it's a decent attempt. Good job, bud. You're so funny.
I figured it was your wife's birthday, Valiant. I thought you were.
Got another
birthday, Miss Valiant.
I keep trying to bring him in here, and I got Mr. Forehead. What's up, Forehead? Shellbot, say something, man. We love you.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Walter White.
Can you hear us?
You have him full screen, so he can't see us nodding our head.
What?
There we go.
There he is. Now he's in landscape.
Is that better, Marty?
Yeah. What's going on, my man? You look disappointed.
Oh, well, other than StreamYard being janky, I don't know.
All right, man. Well, go ahead.
Well, earlier I was wanting to say that I'm just wondering what kind of a push we're going to see for automated rigs. Yeah,
right. That's true.
After all
that is
this.
coming.
But my main reason for popping in here late, because I made the mistake of laying down on the bed after I got home from work this morning.
Right.
But I wanted to advertise a birthday stream on Tuesday.
Ooh.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what time, because I don't know if I'm going to be. I don't know if I'm gonna try to attempt to do it all myself on this phone, or maybe I might have help.
You might want to get some help finding the phone, my man.
A little bird told me that I could get help with the streaming. So
you can. You should reach out to the little bird that talked to you.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But honk honk.
Honk honk, my friend. Very well. All right. And finally, last but not least, our resident artist, the man, the myth, the legend, and the talent amongst us, I should say. Honorary proud Canadian, Makini Draws.
And by the way, guys, I just want to say I love you guys, Canada. I support you guys, but that doesn't mean that I have any higher hopes for Nicholas Latifi in this Formula One season. Just saying. Anyway, guys, I am going live tonight on my Twitch channel, Makini Type R. We're going to be playing some Grid. Hope to see you guys here. It's going to start at 7 p.m. Next Sunday, however, is the official return of Makini Live Season 6. I have been holding that off like crazy. I am getting to it this week. But yeah, Makini Live Season 6 will start next Sunday, right after the Sunday Culture Review, of course. And then, of course, tomorrow is my video series, Maki Sketch Diary. It's where I do another page. I do each page. I fill out this sketchbook I have here, and I'll show you what tomorrow's page is going to be. I fill out the sketchbook here, and my plan is to fill every single page in this sketchbook. And I'm going to do a video on each one where I talk about art, I talk about life, and I talk about just little insight onto what goes on in my world and such. So every Monday at 4 p.m. is Maki Sketch Diary. I enjoy making these videos. It's a lot of fun, and it feels very personal. So other than that, so happy to be here, guys. And I will see you all tonight on Twitch at 7 p.m. And also, Hail Canada. I am right behind you 100%. And I know many people in California are very much behind you 100% as well.
Honk honk.
Honk
That's
honk.
right. Honk honk. That's right. And to end with a little bit of humor, I just want to say this. Orange is the new BLM.
Oof.
Wow.
And there you go.
Wait a minute, is that racist?
Nope. That just happened in Memphis. Apparently, casting a ballot in an inappropriate way. Beyond that, guys, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Do support all of the people that do bring content to you, the independent creators out there like Makini, Tom, Yeti, AFK, Mad at Cheesemo, and Shellback TJC, and everybody else here has channels from Joker Voice to pretty much everybody else. You guys are what make it go.
I'm at 774, so we're working our way to 800. We're working our way to the 800 mark.
Yeah, and we will hopefully have a good birthday celebration for our friend Shellbach, so that he can hopefully end up with a new laptop to rock the box on. Other than that, guys, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time,
wash your hands.
Don't stop.
Bye.
It's so much.
I get to be in the outro in the future. Yay!
About time, Culture Casino so wide.
I know, right?